everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of the Illustrator Challenges. I'm your host, Kladi, and I'm here with you today to talk about typography. But before we get started, I want to say hello to the chat. So let me jump in. I'm looking for our wonderful behance.net/live chat. If you're joining in from YouTube, don't forget to join Behance in order to message me directly during this live. Use this time to ask any question you wish. I can see Garrett Williams in the chat. Oliver, Sam, thank you so much for being here. Ashrad, RB, what's up? Thank you for being here with us. Richard, thank you so much for joining. So if you're watching from behance.net/live, you will be able to join the chat. But if you wish to watch this video on a replay, you will be able also to join the Adobe Live YouTube channel, which is pretty amazing to catch up with all the previous stream on the creative challenges, on Illustrator and many other apps, but also all the other wonderful streamers that join Adobe Live every day with all amazing tips and share their workflow. So don't forget to go on Adobe Live on YouTube and subscribe to the channel to get access to all the wonderful replays. And also yesterday we discovered Illustrator 2023 during a how-to graphic design, a show that I run every Tuesday here with the wonderful Adobe Live team. So don't forget to go on YouTube to watch the replays. Today, we're going to be focusing on typography. So I'm going to show you a few things that you can do to make your text pop while using Adobe Illustrator. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions during the workflow. I just look forward to working with you. So why don't we just get started and jump into my screen so we'll be able to take advantage of these 30 minutes together. And by the way, stick around because after this stream, I will be hosting the amazing Izzy. We're going to be working on creating a coffee book table. I'm really, really excited. She's pretty amazing. I had the chance to meet her at Max. So let me see what is going on because my screen is actually showing production right now. Let me just real quick work on that. Let's see if we can change this screen real quick and see what is going on. Okay, so let me just make sure that I get the right screen for you. Perfect. So for some reason, every time that I set up my laptop, and I apologize because this is like you actually had a little bit of a glimpse of to the behind the scene, but that's actually what is happening here. I need to simply reset every time that I turn on. Good lesson for me to learn. But here we are. We figured that out and we are ready to work with our wonderful Adobe Illustrator. So again, as I said, if you have any question, make sure to use these 30 minutes in the chat. Katarina, Oliver, thank you so much for joining in. Steve, ciao. I love that you're joining throughout the stream. And by the way, if you're looking to join the community, Sam has shared in chat the challenges link so you can check out all the other challenges and recap. And also you'll be able to join the Discord community. Discord is a place where you can publish your work and do that and also submit your work in order to get feedback. I was actually reading the comment. RB, thank you so much. By the way, this t-shirt is the brand new t-shirt from Illustrator. So if you actually download Illustrator 2023, you will be able to see our new splash screen, this lovely illustration. So I actually got it during Adobe Max here in California. I was live in LA. So Richard is saying, where is any file to download? Richard, I'm just going to work with type. I'm sure that this is going to be available just right after the stream, but this is just literally type. I can share with you the fonts are from Adobe Fonts. And in fact, I want to also to real quick move into fonts.adobe.com so we can start our journey with this typography challenge. So let me go ahead and bring fonts.adobe.com. That is the place where you can explore all different fonts when working in design. And this is a service that comes with the wonderful part of your Creative Cloud subscription. All fonts are for free. They're already vetted for you and for your use, so you will be able to use this service and many more. For example, color.adobe.com, which is an Adobe service that will allow you to explore colors. So I'm just gonna go a little bit into these two services as we're gonna be integrating these two together. So as I said, fonts.adobe.com is the place. Andrew is saying we put the live in Adobe Live. Yes, Andrew, thank you so much for joining the chat. I love that many people always ask about it behind the scene. Well, now you've seen it all. You've seen the way that we actually stream here. Okay, so as I said, fonts.adobe.com is the place in which you will be able to start to browse and look for typography. So that's a great starting point if you haven't worked with typography before. Here you will be able to not only see all the fonts that are available for free to use, and they're all licensed. So all you have to do is to simply toggle this little button here, and you can view the entire family. You can choose a specific font, or you can download the entire family. That's absolutely up to you. And the beauty is that whenever you're gonna choose a font or a font pack, they will be automatically available for you inside your apps. So let's see here. If I start to activate right away multi-display medium, and by the way, remember this workflow because I'm also gonna show you how to do that directly inside Illustrator. So for example, here we have the multi-display medium, which is a quite nice font. Let's say that I've decided to use this for my project. All I have to do is to click on this little toggle in order to activate it. And Fonts lets me know that the activation is successful. So we'll be able to use this multi-display medium right away inside our app. Everywhere you use, everywhere, again, in many different apps. In this case, we are going to be working in Illustrator. So what I tend to do, because I am dyslexic, so I tend to misspell everything, all I do is to simply copy the name directly here from our wonderful app. And then whenever I open our Illustrator file, all I have to do is to perhaps select the text. And then with the text selected, we can go ahead and from the window menu, choose our properties panel. And from here, we will be able to actually access the font that we just activated. So with the text selected, all you have to do here where it says character, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see here where it says character family, we will be able to simply paste, and you can see the multi-display medium is already there. So you will be able to apply it to our design in just one click. Isn't that pretty amazing? I think that that's a really amazing way of working with font. But as I mentioned, I was going to show you this workflow within the app. In fact, you will be able to click on the down pointing arrow and browse any font that is not yet available on your machine simply by clicking on Find More. Now, always remember to clear all your filters so you will be able to browse the wider library. Let me see if there is any questions in the chat so far. And from here, you can see that the font library is initializing. That means that it's connecting to the account. And in 1 second, it will just bring you all the fonts that are available for you to download. Now, the little cloud means that they are available to download right away. So if, for example, we want to use this campaign slab, all you have to do is to click on the little icon here, the little cloud icon. And there we'll be able to activate. So exactly what we did on the website by toggling the little blue icon there. And here is asking me if I want to activate all the families. So 4 fonts. Let me show you first what that means. If I click on this down pointing arrow next to the name of Campaign Slab, look, there is a little 4 in parentheses. So if I click on the down pointing arrow, it shows me all the different family. Oops, I think I left it. I lost it there. Here it is. Campaign. Let me bring this a little bit higher up so we can actually see it a little bit better. So remember, down pointing arrow here, then Find More, and then you can choose whatever font you want. Let's see if we can go back and find our campaign from Find More. You can go ahead and scroll any sort of text you want. You can also select a text that you want for your sample. Let's go ahead and find another one in the meantime. So I actually like this Baltica, looks very similar. Here we have 6. That was the point of what I wanted to show you. By clicking on the down pointing arrow, you will be able here to see all the different weight available for the family. And you can choose if you activate only one or if you activate the entire family. So if you want to activate the entire family, simply click on the first instance where it says Baltica with the 6 in parentheses. They will allow you to select all of 6. And if you see it right away, Illustrator also let you know in advance that you're activating the entire family. If you wish, for example, only to work with, for example, the extra bold, you can go ahead and select only the one that you want. Illustrator is going to let you know that is that the only font that you're going to activate. So click on OK, and by doing so, you will be able to activate the font. And that means that that font, which is our Baltica Extra Bold, right now is getting downloaded inside our library, inside of our machine. So it will be automatically available for us to use. And there we go. In one click, here we have our Baltica Extra Bold applied to our text. Isn't that amazing? So that's how we get started in selecting the font. So even if you're not a typography expert, or maybe font is not the thing that you do every day, well, that is the way in which you can implement it within your app, discover, and so much more. And then just big shout out to the wonderful service here with the font. You will also be able to match the fonts here. So I'm just going to give you a little glimpse of that, how that looks like, because I want to show you more effect. So whenever you choose a font, then you can choose also the way that the font is similar to, but also you can choose pairing, which is pretty cool. Now, if we go back into the main library here, you will also be able to access font packs, which are fonts that look similar, or they are from a selected theme. They are curated by the Adobe Fonts team. So those are pretty cool fonts. And also you can see the different founderies, recommendations, and so much more. Those are pretty cool. So feel free to go ahead and explore this amazing font pack. They also give you pairings. So if you can hover on them, it tells you right away which is the font that you're actually selecting. And you can also activate it directly here. It's amazing how easy it is. Okay, second step, we're going to choose a different color palette to use for our design. So I'm just going to go ahead into explore, and we're going to choose a theme. Let's go ahead and choose like a vintage theme for our color palette. And by simply browsing on the color, you will be able to choose any color palette you want. I kind of like this one here. And you can either download the JPEG, or even better, you can add it to your library. Now let's go ahead and add it to the library, and you will see here that will tell you what library is being added to. But if you want to, you can also here click on the down pointing arrow and change the library. I'm going to go ahead and why not create a new library? I'm going to call it AI Challenge 22. And from here, I'm going to create a brand new library, and let me show you the magic of working with the Creative Cloud environment and Illustrator. So once you click on create, again, I'm going to go ahead and apply this one, add it to my library. And let me go ahead and add another color as well, just to have a little bit more. Let's go ahead and choose, again, vintage. I would kind of like that vintage palette there. Perfect. So whenever we select any color that we like, not only we will be able to select the library in which it goes to. So in this case, is my AI challenge. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple colors that I really like. So let's go ahead and add this one as well. And by doing so, you will see here at the bottom of the page that will tell me that they are successfully added to my library. That means that when I go ahead and open my Illustrator, and all I have to do is to browse my libraries panel. Again, if there is any libraries that you do not see into my screen, remember, window and then libraries is the place in which you will be able to access all the different assets that you have in your library. All I have to do here is to now find my AI Challenge 2022. This is a brand new library that I've created online while browsing for colors. And here we are. All the color palette that we've selected are there. By the way, if you don't believe me and you don't think that that's happening live, I'm just going to go ahead and pick another one real quick. So let's do this purple one just because it's very easy to recognize. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this purple here, and maybe this one is quite beautiful. And look at that. I'm going to jump back into Illustrator, and automatically these are going to be added. Here it is. Here we have the purple one, and oh, I must really like this one because I've added it twice. Perfect. It's now time to play with our fonts, and let me show you different things that you can do to make sure that your fonts pops there. Okay, so this is the font that we decided to use, is our Baltica Extended Bold, and I'm going to show you another very important panel. So far we've been working with the properties panel to select, download, and activate within the app any font that you like. Then we use the library panel in order to group and use and have our color palette directly from the color.adobe.com, which has selected the palette for us. And now what I'm going to do is to add to window and select appearance, and this is the place in which we're going to be treating our text. Now, before I move forward, I like to do things here. You can do different things. You can add multiple fills. You can add multiple stroke. You can use the text as it is, or you can also change it into a shape. I like to keep it as a text just to have the flexibility to also edit my text once I apply the different changes. Umacron, welcome to the chat. Jax, Robert, Carol, lovely to see you here. Ciao, everybody. Thank you so for joining this amazing challenge. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, the beauty of appearance is that allows you to display all the treatments that you want to apply to your text. You can edit it. It's a wonderful, wonderful panel. Get familiar with the appearance panel because it's really cool. So here, what I'm going to do is to start by double clicking, and what happens here, I have my little swatches panel, and it doesn't seem like the colors that are available into my library are available here. So all I have to do, for example, I want to use this specific color palette, is right click on it and select add theme to swatches. I'm going to zoom in so you can see, right click on any color palette you would like to use and add theme to swatches. Once you're done, so now that we click on the down pointing arrow on the fill, you will see that the color palette gets added right away. So you'll be able to click on any color and select it and have it ready to use. But that's how things get fun, and we can start to layer up different color fills. I'm going to go ahead and click on add new fill. And as you can see here, we have two different colors. So the first thing I'm going to do is to choose a different color, but because they are overlapping, you cannot really see the way that they look like. So you can simply move it to the top and the bottom to determine which one is the one displaying. But how you can transform a specific instance, in this case, a fill color of a type of a font, while working within the same text. So let me show you. Once you select here your fill, you can head to the effect menu to add an effect. In this case, we're going to look at distort and transform, and I'm simply going to go ahead and select transform. This is going to allow me to move my selected item, in this case the fill, horizontally and vertically. So perhaps I'm going to move it of 9 pixels horizontally and maybe 6 pixels vertically. And look what happens if you tick the little preview button located at the little tick at the bottom of this pop-up panel of the transform effect. You will see that now we have this color that is starting to show through. So I'm just going to go ahead here and duplicate this effect. The reason why I duplicated instead of creating a new fill is because the transform effect will also duplicate. Look at the difference. If I create a new fill, it will have no effect applied to it right away. So I'm just going to go ahead and double click on the color here, choose another color from my wonderful palette, and of course it will have the same transform options applied to it. So what I want to make sure is to double this one, so maybe we can have 18 horizontal move and then a 12 horizontal move over here. And I want to make sure that my transformation, oops, so it looks like I deleted the one with the transform, but not a problem. Hold the option key and simply drag the effect and you will see you can copy it. But in this case, I also want to make sure that I go back to my 9 and 6. So whenever I created the duplicate, it looks like that I've deleted the one that actually had the transformation rather than the new one. So here we go. Julia, this file is just a text. We've been downloading the text from fonts.adobe.com and then directly from the app. And I'm showing you how you can layer different colors within the appearance panel. Now, the beauty of this, and I'm just going to show you, let's add another one just to, let's go ahead, click on duplicate here, the fill, and I'm just going to change the color. Let's see if there is like maybe a blue color or a darker color that we can apply. And don't forget to use the transformation. Maybe here we can do something like 22 so it doesn't get too much higher up, and maybe 20. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, maybe we can move it a little bit more, or we're happy with this. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. Let's do directly 30 and 22. I think that'll probably be the best option for it to show through. Don't forget to click on preview to have it there. You can change it also by moving the sliders, so you can do that by eye until you're happy with the way your text looks like. Okay, so you can do that as many times as you want. Oh, my dad is in the chat. Ciao, Dad. Thank you so much for joining here. Once you're ready, just simply click on OK, but that's when the things get really fun. So once you've applied this text, because we're working with live text, I can go ahead anytime and simply type anything you want, and you will see that this styling is there ready for us to be scaled and to be edited with any word that you want. But also, most importantly, don't forget that we can go back into our characters panel And if you wish, you will be able to apply different text to it. Look how cool this looks. So we're now able to apply not only the same effect to different text, you can also duplicate it, but you will also be able to apply and change this color anytime you want. So perhaps you want a darker color to the top, boom, it's done in just one click. Isn't that super amazing? And there is one more thing. I know I have 3 minutes, but it's definitely worth a shout. You can always also add patterns coming from our little library. So what I've done here is create a new fill, and I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that this is the top fill here, and I'm gonna go ahead and select the little libraries located at the bottom of the swatches and color groups inside our appearance panel. So by the way, I'm just doing that. This is one single text that you can really lift and make sure that it pops up as much as you want by clicking on the little libraries and then selecting patterns and basic graphics. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and select textures, and you will see here that we have different textures that we can pick from. Now remember, you want to select the correct little fill here, and you can make these icons a little bit larger if you want to do so, and then just as magic, you can apply all these lovely patterns that are ready made for you. Look how cool is this one. I kind of like it. I would like it to have a little bit better in terms of scaling. How can we do that? All we have to do here is perhaps to transform it. So let's go ahead and click on the dots and see if we can access our transform. Let's see if we have time for that. We have our scale tool, so it looks like it's already here. It also tells me the shortcut, so the way of accessing the scale tool is the letter S. Is right here, by the way, inside the panel. The scale will allow you to scale anything that you have selected. So look what happened. If I now make the scale bigger, the entire thing will scale up. So here what I want to do is to make sure that only transform patterns is selected. Can you see this little tick? Only transform pattern. So I want to untick the object and untick the corners. And once I zoom out and just simply make sure that the preview is active, and I'm going to go ahead and use the uniform scale, you will see that the only thing that is scaling is the pattern. So I can make it as big as I want, maybe 300, just to have something that is a little bit more, and you will see the difference here. By simply transforming the pattern, oops, let's go ahead and see what happened. I unticked the wrong one here. You want to make sure the transform object is deselected, and here we are. We only select transform pattern. Look what happened. Transform object will scale 300% the entire type. But simply by selecting transform pattern, we will be able to make sure that only the pattern gets transformed. So that was the before, and that was the after. Before and after. Isn't that super cool? I'm going to go ahead and click on OK, and I'm pretty much ready to go. So don't forget here that you can change the option, you can change the color, you can do literally whatever you want. If you're not happy with the fill, you can also use the opacity to maybe dull it down a little bit because it looks a little bit too bold here. So maybe you can just have this little nice effect that happens to be inside your panel. And what if you're not happy with that specific fill? You can only have to select it, and then you will be able to swap it with any other pattern that you wish to use for your design. Let me go ahead and bring your opacity a little bit higher up because it looks like it's quite transparent here. Cannot really see it on screen. Perfect. And here we go. All you have to do is then to export this text, and you can use it as many times as you want. And I'm just going to go ahead and be like, Illustrator, let's do AI challenge. And I know I got 1 minute left. AI challenge. And here it is. We literally applied over and over again this text effect to our text. Oh, and of course, I don't know to spell challenge. There we go. Let's go ahead and remove this letter that we don't need. But you got the gist. The beautiful thing here is that you can use this effect over and over again. The text is live. You can change the color. You can apply patterns. You can change, duplicate it, do whatever you want with it, and it's ready to be exported. Unfortunately, it is time to say goodbye. Robert, is my father online? Yes, he's watching from Italy. It's probably 10 o'clock over there. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Stay tuned. I'm going to be back with Izzy. We're going to be talking branding. We're going to be talking InDesign and Illustrator. We're going to be showing you, we're going to show you how to create a booklet that is perfect for your coffee table and to entertain. So go and grab a glass of water and come back here at Adobe Live. I look forward to our lovely Izzy here at Adobe Live. And don't forget to subscribe to watch this stream again. You can add it to your bookmark, and you can watch it directly on the Adobe Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new challenge. Actually, I will see you in 3 minutes with Izzy. Bye, everybody.